Okay, so we are going to go through how to clean an external partner webcast list before marketing ops handling. So the first thing you want to do is when you get the list from the partner, you would go to this list upload issue that's attached to the Epic usually. And within this list upload issue, there is instructions on how to clean the list. So going to the list clean step 1 section, you would open a template that will do a first pass on the clean. So what you would do with this template, if you want to read more, there's a how it works tab. But within this template, there is a special tab for each of us. We can create one for you, but if you don't have one, you can also use my tab. I'm going to delete any data that's in the blue column if there's any data, if it's not blank, because usually that's from a previous list. So first you want to make sure you clean that list, that old list. And you start with a blank sheet without any data. So what you would do is you would go back to your original list once you delete out all the old data in there in the blue columns. You'd go back to your original list and you would take the data any data that's available in the blue column from your list. So in this case, it's first name, last name, email, and country where it's available. So scroll all the way down. Paste it to the blue column. One thing you want to make sure is basically because this blue column is your original raw file, make sure you don't delete any columns in this blue, the ones with the blue with the blue colors, because otherwise it will break the formula for the green columns. These green columns are columns that basically flag the data using, they will do a first pass clean on the data. So yeah, make sure you don't delete any of the columns, not even the green one actually. It's like just don't delete any of the columns in this sheet. One thing you want to make sure is the data, say there's 1,000 rows here. Make sure that is also, there's values all transposed all the way to the green columns, because sometimes if the previous data, if say like there's no data here, that means the formula may not copy over to the last row. So you want to make sure to copy over the formula to the last row by dragging the rows to the last column. If say, dragging the rows to the last, dragging the formula to the last rows, if say the data is not available. But I validated that the data is available for this one. So yeah, I was just showing you how to do that. But we are covered in terms of the formula all the way down. And then what you want to do is you want to copy over this data, the green columns, into a new tab on your original spreadsheet. The last row was 1,067. So copy the green columns into a new tab on your original spreadsheet. Name it for marketing ops upload. Paste values only. Then you can paste format only. Because if you press copy and just paste, it might copy over just a formula and give you errors. So you want to copy and paste values only and formula only. And then the first thing you want to check is well, you can delete all the unnecessary columns, the blank ones that won't have any data in it. And then I think the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure the email syntax is correct. So anything that is, if you go back to the guideline here and on how it works, it will say email syntax. If the syntax of the email is not met, meaning it includes at an irrelevant ending such as .com, .co, .uk, or .io, so the common domains, it will be listed as false. So you need basically, and the email can be updated to make it ready for upload. Sometimes, even though it is false, if it looks correct, it's fine. But just make sure there's no misspelling. So what I would do is I'll just filter for false, and just quickly take a look at eyeball the email and make sure it looks correct, even though it's not .co or .com. In this case, it looks like it's correct. So I'll let it be. There's no misspellings or anything like that. Make sure there's no extra space. And if there is, delete the space or correct the domain if there's any misspellings. Looks like this is correct. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to check for duplicates and GitLab email addresses. So the way I would check for duplicates, well, the easiest one, let's get rid of GitLab email addresses first. Oh, I didn't know there's. So you can filter by the purple color, because I think that basically are all the GitLabers, or alternatively by condition. Text contains at GitLab. And then just delete all the GitLab emails. And then the next thing you want to do is delete the duplicates by sorting it. Sort range. you want to sort by email address and then by country. I think it's descending. So you basically want the one that has values to be the first ones. So sort by email address ascending, and then sort by country descending. There you go. I'm gonna verify it really quickly. Just want to make sure we preserve the email, the country. Seems like it's the same anyway, but okay. Anyway, you can do that and then do the same exact formula that I showed you earlier. Exact formula, exact. So it's matching it basically against the previous row to see if the email address is the same. Copy it all the way down. Copy, paste values, and then filter on true and delete those rows, because these are essentially the duplicates. Once you do that, you can delete the duplicate column. And then the email syntax column, you can delete that. And then you want to add 3 columns here called member status, campaign ID, and source. So the easy one first. Source will always be, or let's go from member status. So to get the member status, you need to do a VLOOKUP based on the attendee report. So the formula will go VLOOKUP. So you're basically matching the email address here against the email address in the attendee report to see which ones are attended versus no-shows. Before we do that, we want to make sure the attended column is actually on the right of the email, because there's no way for it to, or for it to know that there's no way to do a VLOOKUP otherwise. So I think one quick way would be instead of copying the whole, instead of moving the whole thing here, you can just copy, paste the attendees column and create a new attendees column on the right of the email column. So like just pick one, maybe column L that has nothing in it inside and just paste. So essentially there's 2 attended column for now. And then you'll do a VLOOKUP that says if and VLOOKUP combined. So if VLOOKUP column C2 column D all the way to L. So you select the area you want to look up. Comma, so how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, false. If VLOOKUP or just, yeah, just do a VLOOKUP actually instead of an if. I think it'll be easier. So VLOOKUP, so member status, it says no or yes, so copy it over all the way down. Oh, sorry. There needs to be, you need to put $signs on the lookup area to make sure that it doesn't drag all the way down before dragging it all the way down. So, okay, so you do that. Copy it all the way down and then do a find. So copy, paste special, paste values only, and then do a find replace. So if it's no, replace with, so no means it's no show. Replace with no show. And then you want a specific range. Specify only this column. Replace all. And then you want to find yes and replace it with attended. Do replace all. Okay, done. This is good. And then you want to add the campaign ID. So yeah, you would go to the Epic to get the campaign ID. There'll be a Salesforce campaign section here in the Epic, and you can link, if you have Salesforce access, you can link to it. You can click the link, and it will take you to the campaign page. And the ID is the last few, the last characters and numbers combined. I think last 13 characters, or 13 or 15, I think 15 maybe, that's appended to the Salesforce URL. So you would take that, it starts with 701, copy, and then you would put it into the campaign ID column. And for source, it will always be webcast, so just put webcast, because this is an external webcast. So copy and paste it all the way down, paste all the way down, copy that formula all the way down, I mean the value all the way down, and you are good to go. I think this is basically the finalist. And so, yeah, once that's complete, you'll take the URL of the newly, of the list of the spreadsheet, of the clean spreadsheet, and the original spreadsheet. Basically just link the Google Doc into the you want to follow these instructions too, like removing NA, etc. from title, state, remove state values for countries that are not United States and Canada, ensure all phone values are actual phone numbers. But since we don't have all that, we're pretty much good because we only have first name, last name, email, and country. So I just check all of that. Not on conversation, that's okay. So link ready to upload Google Doc and tag marketing ops. So what I will do, yeah, is just paste it here. Say hi. Jameson is usually the person who do this upload. So Jameson Barton, can you help upload the list? bit of first pass at cleaning the list. Please let me know. Have any Oh, I'm gonna CC you. MOPs usually take about, so they'll upload this list, let you know if there's anything that needs to be corrected or not clear. And they usually take about 24 hours to upload the list. Yeah, that's all. Thanks.